rise for the Edgewood High School graduating class.
At this time, I will ask that senior student Natalie Hauser-Stover come to sing the national anthem. At this time, would you rise? At this time, I would like all past and current men and women serving in any branch of the military to please stand. Thank you for your service. Now at this time, I would like to introduce Edgewood High School Student Council President, Sebastian Evans, to welcome all of you to this evening's commencement ceremony.
All right, sorry, I don't think I was fully. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Board of Education, Mr. Felucci, Dr. Garrix, Mrs. Riedel, Mr. Craig, Mrs. Brand, and all of our staff, family, and friends here tonight. I'd also like to thank Claude for helping me write a speech. If you teachers have never met him, probably for the best. I was a senior. 13 years we've been at this. You're not going to hold on to the theorems my mom taught you, or who Francis Bacon is and what he did, other than make you hungry. You're going to remember the friend you sat in class joking with, while one of the teachers here was telling you guys to shut up. I already can't tell you Mike's constants, and I don't know what it does anymore. But I'll forever remember Valor begging our AP Count class to shut up because we wouldn't stop talking and we wouldn't stop making noises every single day. For instance, I bet most of you don't even remember half of what you learned in driver's ed. But I bet you remember what it was like to drive the first time you got your license. Things are going to change real soon for all of us. We were once sitting in COVID, switching chess and whiskey reels, skipping Zoom class, then we were arguing over Kendrick and Drake, then we were showered with endless brain rot. But just 8 years ago, AI was just a fantasy. There was nothing special about 67. Time is flying by. We're already at the year that's been sitting in our school email address since we got it on the You cannot forget who you are. One really cool thing about cars is that there's older models of them that still exist, so we can see how far they've come. Well, there's only one version of each of us. There are no older models of yourself to reminisce on, and there won't be. So hold someone's life with a bad decision. Last year, I joined student council, and at the end of the year, same as every other, there's an election for president. I'm not running for that. I said, that's too much responsibility for me. And I was right. I only had a year of experience in student council, so that does not make me qualified. And even if so, I wondered who would even vote for me. I started to think about all the opportunities that came with it, like this talk I'm giving now. And I changed. I decided, no, why can't I do this? Who am I to tell myself that I can't even try? One of my favorite artists has a spectacular quote. He said, there's two people, the man that thinks they can and the man that thinks they can't. They're both right. Kanye said that. You might have once doubted yourself as a driver, but you didn't get your license as an accident. You made that decision despite how you felt. And look at you now. My point is that I'm here talking to you right now, and you're here because you all pushed through loaded schedules and awkward phases, and it took guts to be here right now. This isn't the last of it. There are going to be bumps, flat tires, and repairs you're going to need to do on your road of life. I don't think for a second you have to quit because of anything. You need to have the audacity to believe that you can make it and that you can beat the odds and win the race. It takes just enough ego and arrogance which you need to strive for the best you can achieve. But most people won't even have enough confidence in themselves to do that. So be that person. For almost 2 decades, the people we know all around us have been building us up, giving us parts of ourselves that make us individual. Most cars have around 30,000 parts, all coming from different places, from different people all around the world. Every person you've ever known has laid down some of those parts for this very moment right now. Life is a highway, and it's time for us all to go on it together. We aren't going to stay on the same road, and we're all going to get off on our own exit. None of those roads will be easy, but I'm willing to put the faith in myself, and I'm going to keep on driving no matter what. One of my favorite verses is from Proverbs that encourages us to, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. There's going to be people saying that you're doing too much or that you're trying too hard. But that shouldn't matter to anyone except you. Here's my last quote I want to share. People always tell you, be humble, be humble. When was the last time someone told you, be amazing? They also said that. You are all already amazing people. You've all already become wonderful people. I stand here begging that when you leave to take on your own road, that nothing and no one can stop you. Because life is about courage and going into the unknown. That was my last quote. That came straight from The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Thank you guys, and make sure to celebrate because it's our graduation.
At this time, I would like to introduce our normal guests of the evening. If you please hold your applause until all are introduced. And when I introduce you, please stand. Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Patrick Calucci. Buckeye Local School Treasurer, Cassie Brain. Board of Education President, Shannon Pike. Board of Education Vice President, Stephanie Patriarco. Board of Education Member, Greg Kojancic. Board of Education Member, Chad Miller. Board of Education Member, Roman Bensel. Edgewood High School Assistant Principal, Jenny Riedel.
Edgewood High School Athletic Administrator, Steve Craig. Alumni Speaker, Dr. Brad Foltz. Edgewood High School Counselor, Sarah Izzy. Edgewood High School Counselor, Invitation of Graduating Class, Henry Lebzelter and Anna Coppola. Buckeye Local Schools teaching staff, teachers, and administrators. Please stand. A round of applause for our guests tonight. A couple of thank yous I would like to offer. First, it's no secret this is my first year as being principal of Edgewood High School, which I consider a great honor. So I'd like to thank the Board of Education for the opportunity to serve this prestigious school as principal. Parents, thank you for trusting me with your children. Throughout the year, it was a pleasure to get to know you, and I don't consider it any small feat for you to entrust the education of your children to our hands. Thank you for that. Students, I'd like to thank you, and I've said this more than once. This class of 2026 is a class of excellence. You're a class of excellence when it comes to academics, when it comes to the arts, when it comes to the sports. That is what defines you. And I am grateful for you that you allowed me in this first year of being principal of Edgewood High School to be a partner in this really important chapter of your life and as you move forward. So thank you to the class of 2026. The class of 2026 has had many academic achievements. I would like to take this opportunity now to honor Edgewood High School's top 10 students. Those students wearing a yellow cord, please stand. Ladies and gentlemen, these students represent the top 10 for the class of 2026. You may be seated. Blake Wasson, please stand. This student is a salutatorian for the class of 2026. Luciana Polillo, please stand. This student is the valedictorian for the class of 2026. If you are wearing V-neck sash, please stand. This represents members of our National Honor Society. If you're wearing an honors medal, please stand. These are students who are receiving an honors diploma. Those students wearing a silver cord, please stand. These are students who have accumulated over 50 hours of community service during the 4 years of high school. If you are wearing a red and blue cord, please stand. These represent students who are officers of Edgewood High School Student Council. Thank you. If you're wearing a green cord, please stand. These are students who are members of Asheville Youth Philanthropy. If you're wearing a green and white cord, please stand. This student is a member of participating in Girl Scouts during their high school career. Please stand. These represent students that participated in Asheville County Youth Leadership. You're wearing a red, white, and blue cord. Please stand. These are students who have enlisted in a branch of the military. If you're wearing a red and gray braided cord, please stand. These represent students who have participated in Sources of Strength organization. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, a class of excellence. The class of 2026 has selected a young woman and young man to speak on their behalf. It is an honor to be thought worthy enough to speak for one's fellow students. Speaking on behalf of our young men of the class of 2026 is Robert Walker.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Most importantly, good afternoon, Edgewood Senior High School Class of 2026. We did it. For those of you who may not know me, my name is Robert Walker, and on behalf of our graduating class, I am deeply honored to stand before you today as the Class of 2026 male student speaker. Nights like this remind us that none of you arrived here alone. Behind every diploma handed out this evening is a collection of family, friends, and teachers who put forth their time, energy, patience, and belief to help us arrive where we are all sitting currently, anxiously awaiting our diplomas. Personally, I owe an enormous debt of gratitude to my own family, who I tried to surprise by keeping the speech a secret, but the award ceremony kind of spoiled that. So Mom, Dad, Mima, Papa, Chloe, Ethan, and Finley, thank you for being there for every sporting event, every award ceremony, and supporting me through not only every success, but every difficult moment in my life. Even though a lot of those tough times affected our family as a whole, all of you in some way found time to contribute to this diploma that I'll be receiving today. And for that, I can't thank you guys enough. I also want to thank all the teachers who spent not only hours during the school day, but countless hours after school and late to the night, ensuring that each of us had the opportunity to graduate tonight. Thank you to the counselors who worked one-on-one with each of us. Thank you to the administrators who somehow managed to control 500 of us. Thank you to the lunch staff whose meals were so good that I often found myself sneaking back for seconds, even though I wasn't allowed. Thank you to the custodians who worked late nights to ensure our schools were clean and ready for us every single morning. And thank you to all the coaches who sacrificed their time, many while still working other jobs, to instill discipline, perseverance, and a love for athletics in so many of our students here tonight. So much of what happens behind the scenes in our school goes unnoticed, but once again, tonight serves as a reminder that none of us make it to this commencement alone. So please, I encourage you guys to go thank your family tonight. Now, my fellow class of 2026, we only started high school 4 short weeks ago, but we finally reached the finish line so many of us could not wait to cross. It sounds cliche, but it truly feels like just the other day we were sitting in freshman health class with Mr. Junker, cramming projects. Day of someone studying for countless skill AP exams, arguing over senior group chat, and realizing that in a blink of an eye, we had become the upperclassmen we once looked up to. Now today, we are no longer just students of Edgewood High School. Today, we become alumni. And just like that, our time here has come to an end. And we can't do anything but help us to look back and reminisce about the things we experienced as a class. From the pandemic that threw us in the 2-week Minecraft phases and Stranger Things marathons, to the school pipes bursting over winter break that extended it, or the freshman battle of the bridge game against Lakeside that nearly gave all of us a heart attack. We sure have gone through a lot together as a class. But through all of these moments, how have we measured the time that we spent at school? At the start, it was class periods, and counting down the days until freedom. But as time inevitably passed, we paid less attention to time. We started to just measure it in quarters, semesters, and later in years as we progressed from immature freshmen to slightly less immature seniors. And now it seems that almost all of us can't wait to get out of here. I mean, I seriously cannot tell you guys how many times I've heard people say, I can't wait in the next couple months of my life. However, over these last 2 months, it has finally clicked in my mind that we've spent all these years trying to get out of here, and now it's only just now that we realize how special the time these last 4 years have been. High school really has had this weird way of making it easy for us to postpone our lives. We told ourselves we'll take the risks later, and we'll figure it out eventually. After all, sitting here at 16, 17 years old, 18 years old, later feels like it's guaranteed. But the truth is, none of us actually know how much later we have. This begs the question, how can we soak in the moment better than we did in high school? But honestly, the answer to that question is you really can't. We can't slow time down. We can't just sit here and pause our graduation to appreciate it a little longer. So unfortunately for us, the best thing we can do is live in the moment, let the time pass, let our nostalgia properly take over, help us recognize the value of these moments until once they're gone. But don't be mistaken. I'm not trying to tell you guys to develop severe FOMO or trying to do everything before you guys die. I'm just saying to simply stop owning us, like our careers, relationships, and minimum credula postera is Latin for season, trust possible as tomorrow. Because today is the only moment we're ever guaranteed to actually live. When we go off into college, the workforce, or the military, carpe diem, because this next chapter of our lives will belong to people who are willing to seize the day. The people willing to take the risks they may not feel ready for. The people who don't wait for permission, and the people who don't wait for that perfect moment. Because the people who truly seize the day understand that that perfect moment never really arrives. What waits for the class of 2026 are opportunities to stand out in the sit-down crowd, opportunities to carpe diem, opportunities to make our 3-year-old selves proud of who we become. So let's take those risks. Let's fill everything possible. Let's apply for those positions that we're not qualified for just yet. Because if we do wait until we are ready, we might just start waiting. When we take these risks and probably fail, always remember what Big T, Teddy Roosevelt, the best president, once said about the man in the arena. It's not the man who counts, the man who's in the arena that fail, the man who follows their ambitions. So the real question is, we all will. The real question is what we're going to do after we fail. When our ideas get laughed at, when our effort isn't recognized, when we flunk our first college midterm, hopefully what happened. What will the class of 2026 do when we return the next day? Will we waste that moment, or will we seize it? I close with this. None of us are going to have it all figured out. In fact, almost every successful person I have talked to ends up telling me these exact things. I never expected to be in the position I am today. In this gymnasium tonight. Don't just chase that job whose pay is emptiness. Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition in everything you do. Because somehow our hearts already know what field of successes will lie in. Don't wait for that certainty. Don't wait for that perfect plan you conjured up to unfold. Just do it. Just move forward, even when you have not proven the world what you are doing. And remember, carpe diem. Thank you, and congratulations, Edmond Senior High School Class of 2026.
Now, speaking on behalf of our young women of the class of 2026 is Natalie Hauser-Stover.
Last year at this time, I stood at this podium and I completed
evening. It's my honor to introduce our 2026 commencement speaker, Brad Holtz, assistant professor, psychologist at The Ohio State University, Wexner Medical Center, Jameson Range Sports Medicine Institute. In this role, he provides medical psychology for Purdue University, where he oversaw comprehensive psychological services for student athletes, coaches, and staff. He previously held leadership roles as the head of athletics counseling services at Georgetown University and as an assistant director of psychological resources at Oklahoma Student University of Oklahoma. Dr. Foltz has contributed to the field. He served national NCAA mental health panel and is the inaugural of the Big Ten mental health. It has not changed. People say, oh, it literally hasn't changed. It's the same tables, the library, all the things are broken, something doing the same thing. Next, I know you guys aren't at this plan. I need to write that. Let's move on. I thought I had it all figured out. I go to college. I was going to become a medical doctor, so my plan was to be pre-med. I was going to be a pediatrician. And I thought that everything was going to line up really well for me. Then at the start, I was at Kent. Job shadowed a medical nutrition, as I thought I loved kids. What I learned was nutrition like kids. Hoping the needles. I don't even know if I knew that at the time, but that's what I said. And so I kept pursuing that path until one day I took a class here in real estate for calculus. And just like I learned I didn't like poker games, I learned I did not like calculus. And to be a pre-med, you had to take calculus. But what happened though is I got lucky. I happened to take a class in psychology. And psychology, so all of a sudden, was the thing that I just nerded out more than anything in my entire life. I never was more passionate or interested. I wanted to tell people about it. It's like, oh my gosh, you guys heard about this dog thing? And I want to go tell everybody about what happened. And so what I learned about myself is that my passions weren't always set in stone. And what I can become could be determined as I went and as I learned about myself and learned about my after that, I ended up going to Indiana to become a counseling psychologist, and they had started a sports psychology program. No one had ever done it in Indiana. I was the first one to get a chance to go through that. And through that opportunity, I had such a lucky career path where I got to work at amazing universities, work with amazingly accomplished athletes on the high school level, college level, professional level, Olympics level, and I got to learn a lot of what it takes to succeed and achieve your goals. Not just my goals, to learn and succeed from the goals that they set for themselves. And that's what I would like to talk a little bit about tonight. I promise it won't be that long. I'm going to try to keep it shorter, so I know I can see people in the back are starting to wave and getting a little warm. We have a fan. It's nice up here. Back there, I can see it's a little toasty. So I just want to talk a little bit about the things I learned from watching these athletes, these high-achieving people, go out there and pursue as amazing goals possible and achieve them along the way. So first, I want to talk a little bit about some of the barriers, the things that can get in your way in achieving your goals. First, one of the big ones that I say to themselves, I'll do that thing when I'm ready. I'll take that step. But here's what I learned. No one ever feels fully ready for the things you're going to do. Transformation. I wasn't ready for a child for a long time, much longer than she was. But then once you have your child, once you start school, once you do those things, it really makes a difference. And since I mentioned the family, I'm going to do a quick say hi to Ruby, my daughter, sitting in the front seat. She's looking a little tired and wore out. So what I want you to understand is confidence doesn't come from the success that comes after. Which is what a lot of people do. It's how after you achieve. Confidence comes before. It comes from the action you do before trying to even set your goal. The athletes who grow the most are the ones who are willing to step in an uncomfortable situation before they're fully ready. So if you take one thing with you tonight, let it be this. You don't need to feel ready. You just have to be willing to get started. As a worker, incredibly talented, they hesitate to overthink. They get too much in their head and just letting their body do the things that happen. And ironically, that overthinking is what gets in the way. I had a diver once, a high diver, was 10-meter diver, so that's 30 feet in the air. Once come and start talking to me and tell me, I want to be able to go up there and get on that platform with no fear. And I told them, no chance of that's happening. That's really high up in the air. The idea is not to move out fear. The idea is not to let fear dictate what you're going to do. The best performers I work with don't avoid failure. They expect it. They understand failure is not a burden who they are. It's just a potential change. I started off as a pre-med and ended up becoming a psychologist instead, which I would say has been much more fulfilling and powerful for me than anything that could have been helping those babies with those needs. So instead of asking, what if I fail? Try asking, what can I learn from this opportunity, from this mistake, or from this setback? Because a mistake only lasts as long as it takes you to learn a lesson from it. The third thing that holds people back is overthinking. We all do it. You replay conversations in your head, oh man, I shouldn't have said that thing, I shouldn't have done that thing, I'm so embarrassed. You second guess your decisions. You worry about what other people are going to think. In sports, when athletes get stuck in their head, they lose access to the abilities. The same thing happens in our lives. You already have more ability than give yourself credit for. That's something I've learned doing this work for so long. People underestimate themselves every single day. The overthinking creates that hesitation, kills your momentum. So the goal isn't to eliminate the thoughts, because you can't. We're all thinking all the time. The brain is on. Instead, the goal is to not let those thoughts control your actions. And instead, let your actions lead the way your thoughts are going to follow. So those are some of the barriers. Let's talk about some of the things that will help you succeed. The one that I think is the most important is resilience. They used to talk about mental toughness. A lot of people be mentally tough, mentally strong. I don't like mental toughness. Toughness seems to suggest that you're not allowed to get phased, nothing's supposed to bother you. That's not going to happen in your lives. You will get phased. Something will knock you down. But what we want to rely on is our resilience. It's not about never struggling, never getting knocked down, but can we get back up and keep trying after we do? Every high-level athlete I've worked with has faced setbacks, injuries, losses, and doubts. What separates them is not that they avoid those things, it's that they keep going. They adjust, they learn, and they show up again ready to try. Resilience is built in small moments when you choose not to quit. It's not something grand, it doesn't have to be something amazing, just trying one more day. I want to come back to confidence for just a second. because we oftentimes think of confidence being a feeling. The most stable form of confidence is not how you feel, it's how you act. Confidence is built through preparation, effort, and following through on the things that you say you're going to do. It's through building evidence and seeing yourself succeed, even incrementally. You don't achieve your goal today. I talk about this with athletes all the time. Conference championships don't take place in the first day of the year. They only happen once. So allow yourself to feel successful and grow every single day. Instead of waiting to feel confident, build on habits that help create your confidence. And the last thing that helps you succeed, one I think is underrated by so many people, is stop focusing on things you can't control. Don't waste energy on what other people's opinions of you are, outcomes that you can't guarantee or you can't control, or things that have already happened. They bring your attention back to the moments that you can control. Your effort, your preparation, your response to the moment. That shift alone can change everything. As a matter of fact, with that, if you don't mind, I literally graduated. The last thing we want to do is learn and go, right? Learning is done. This is it. We're done. We're not going to do anything else. But I do want to try to teach you something tonight that you can take with you that will help you perform. That will help you manage these moments that you might stumble into or might feel difficult enough to challenge. So in a moment, I'm going to ask you to put a hand out in front of you like this. And matter of fact, I'll let everybody participate because we're all trying to learn something, right? We're lifelong learners. So put a hand out in front of you. And in a moment when I tell you to go, you're going to make a fist. And I want you to make that fist as tight as you can. I want you to focus all over your head, eyes on, looking at your fist, making it as tight as you possibly can. We're going to do this for about 30 seconds. I promise you I will stay in time. I promise. But I just want you to see what it's like when you focus all of your concentration on making the fist as tight as possible. Ladies who have long nails, I'm sorry, your nails are going to hurt your palm a little bit. Just bear with it. As you go, your arm might start shaking. You may feel your hands start fatigued. I want you to stay focused. Ready? And go. Tight as you can. Hold it. Focus. Eyes on your fists. Notice what it does. I see some people's arms start shaking a little bit because they're really buried in it. You may feel a little fatigue. I promise you think you've got your hand as tight as you can. Find 10% more, just a little tighter. You have it, right? Okay, let it go. Let go. So you may notice, like I said, your hands started shaking, you feel aching a little bit. Show of hands. This is for everybody, but the last time you have to raise your hand in high school, I promise. Unless you get something right out of. How many of you, in that moment, held your breath or changed how you breathe? Y'all did. I love it. Thank you for being honest. The reason we do that is we get those moments of tension. We try to create some passion. We do get tighter. But we also sometimes forget to breathe. And it changes how we perform the task. It changes how we experience it. So in a second, I want to ask you to make that fist together. I want you to change your focus this time. This time when you make your fist, you're going to breathe. It's the only thing I want you to think about is maintaining your breath. And what you're going to find is that your hand will be a little bit more still. It won't hurt quite as much as when you do it. And you can maintain your focus and your attention and your task at hand even longer. So one more time, hand out. Take a nice, slow, deep breath in if you want to hear it. Ready? In. Now out. Make a fist and breathe this time. Breathe. I see more stillness. Notice how your fist feels looser. You feel more in control of your ability to stay here and be in this task. Go ahead and let it go. As you leave here tonight, you're stepping into a new chapter. And I know this pressure to have everything figured out. But the truth is you don't need to. What you need is the willingness to take action before you feel ready, the courage to learn from failure, the ability to keep going when things get hard, the awareness to come back to what you can control, and in the very toughest moments, to just take it. If you can do those things, you'll put yourself in a position to grow, to adapt, and succeed in whatever path you choose. And remember, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep moving forward. Congratulations, everyone. I'm very proud of you. At this time, we will present diplomas to the graduating class of 2026. Mrs. Shannon Pike, it is my pleasure to certify that these members of the Edgewood High School class of 2026 have successfully completed all credit requirements for graduation as established by the Ohio Board of Education and the Buckeye Local Schools. Honored guests, as we introduce our graduates this evening, and to allow each student to be recognized properly, it is asked by those in attendance if you will reserve your applause and support until all of our students have been recognized. Often the joy that you may show for your child will interfere with the announcement of the next student, and it's important that all of these students be recognized equally. Please join with me in showing the respect warranted to all the students by holding your applause and excitement until the last graduate is announced. Thank you. Tonight, reading the names of the class of 2026 graduates will be the 2026-27 Student Council President, Henry Lebzelter, and Vice President, Anna Coppola. Cole James Billington. Jarrett Jackson Herron. Carter Andrew Howard. Natalie Teresa Ionette. Sharon Zhang. Addison Paige Lamson. Julian Anne-Marie Newbold. Luciana Martha Hello. Robert Leslie Walker. Blake William Wasson.
Cecilia Jasmine Aguilar Benson. Magdalena Sophia Allenbaum. Jada Nicole Arnold Chevalier. Dara Lynn Arcaro.
Riley James Baldwin. Timothy Zane Batanian. Aaliyah D. Berry. Nevaeh Marie Bittner. Sasha Lauren Grace Bowers. Christian Jericho Broad. Madison Abigail Bray.
Desmond Booby. Donna Patricia Burda. Dylan Connor Burns. Destiny Denise Cannon. Sophia Marie Castaneda. Devin Tyler Bristow. Abigail Elizabeth Clark. Timothy Allen Clayton. John Foster Klum. Tanner Evan Klum. Richard Zier.
Miles Stephen Dingwall. Nicholas Lee DeFazio. Abigaila Jean Dibble. Eden Sophia Filzon. Logan Kenneth Dragon. Selena Marie Emery. Christopher Michael Endy. Sebastian Mason Evans. Austin Michael Fell. Gladys Ann Ferguson. Tyler Lee Black.
Sean Paul Fletcher. Aiden Achilles Frazier. Brock Charles Fultz. David Lawrence Gaines. Adelina Nicole Garcia. Caitlin Elaine Gates. Aiden Joseph Goodman. Dresden Maxwell Briggs. Aiden Bender Gross. Braden David Hall. Derek Justin Hamilton.
Avery Lynn Park. Brooke Nicole Hayner. Connor William Hayner. Gregory Allen Albright. Gwendolyn Rose Henry. Savannah Christine Higgins Heron. Natalie Kaylin Hauser Sober. Eric Matthew Huffman. Summer Lynn Johnson. Annie Mae Johnson. Jack Thomas Johnston.
Robert Gray Knox III. Janessa Dora Lee Hassel. Violet Hewis LaSalle. Anna Grace Lowry. Anthony William Lewis. Sarah Noah Lincoln. Alyssa Nicole Long. Joseph Douglas Long. Orlando Lugo Lulero. Aiden Joseph McPherson Abuchon. Haley Ann McConkey.
Kayla Lee McCoy. Gabriella Marie McCumber. Gino Joseph Laughlin Measle. Kate Irene Dury. Logan James Mizak. Ian James Moore. Caitlin Ann Neighbors. Sean Randolph Nash. Zoe Louise Nas. Colleen Charlotte Marie Luger. Wyatt Patrick Orth.
Morgan Marie Pascal. Avery Aaliyah Patton. Peyton Louise Phelps. Javen Fernando Montreal Pope. Heather Leanne Rivera. Amara Estelle Rockman. Aaliyah Marche Rose. Empress Simone Salih Hall. Devin James Sanchez. Callie Nicole Sanchez. Julia May Starnage.
Jonathan Charles Schlick. Caden Jaron Schultz. Brooklyn Knight Sills. Alexander Christian Studio. Kaylin Marie Stallings. Bethany Cheyenne Renee Stokes. Hayden Edward Stone. Maya Hazel Stone. Victoria Carlene Rufo. Grayson Tempesta. Mason Allen Thor.
Zachary Landon Ford. Aiden Kai Vidman. Riley Nicole Warren. Brianna Lynn Weber. Bethany Marie Welcome.
Jordan Brock Belford. Kayla Marie Williams. Alec Ethan Weiser.
and allow our graduates to exit the gymnasium before leaving your seats. Thank you for your cooperation. Please stand, class of 2026. Having received your certificate showing your graduation from high school, you are now authorized to move your tassel from right side to the left side of your cap. Ladies and gentlemen, I now present to you the class of 2026.